Well, hello. This is another episode and story from Your Lonely Old Lady about a day in the life of a lonely old lady. And I want to go backtrack a little bit because I'm a little bit behind on making videos. And what I want to go back to is how do I handle holidays? Do I have family? As I mentioned before, that my family mostly is across on the other side of the veil. And probably whooping it up over there, having a good time while I'm sitting here going, what do I do now? I do have my three children, but they're not really local. One of them is local, but he's a trucker and not around much. And when he is, he's trying to placate his wife, and apparently hasn't worked because they've recently been divorced, and he has a girlfriend right now, and they seem to be having a good time. So I don't want to interrupt that either. So I just kind of have to make do with what I have. And so how do I handle a holiday? We had the 4th of July come up. And the 4th of July is kind of a family holiday, and families go together and they go spend the day together. They have picnics and barbecues, and they have they go to the fireworks displays, and they go to ooh ah with the fireworks, and they can have a lot of fun with that. And the little kids run around with sparklers, which they shouldn't be doing because sparklers are dangerous, but that's up to their parents. But anyway, so what do I do on the 4th of July if I'm totally alone? And I don't like going to fireworks displays by myself. Gets into a lot of traffic, and it isn't so much the traffic getting there, it's the traffic getting out of there. And I'm going to be sitting there in some location by myself with all these families around, and that just helps to depress me. So I don't want to be depressed. And so what I did this year was I went ahead and I made a hat. And oh my gosh, I should put that hat on and show it, or at least I should show you the hat that I made. Hold on, I'm going to go and get that hat and show you what I made. So here's the hat that I made, and it's just a little fascinator that fastens on top of your head. It's kind of like a headband, and I put little things on it. I have fireworks fabric, and then I found a couple of, they're actually hair clips that I could put in there and kind of make it look festive. And in the back, I put red, white, and blue ribbons. And I'm going to put it on just to show you how the fascinator looks when it's on. And this is how the fascinator looks when it's on. And fascinators, if you look at it, people in England at the races and things like that, when they're wearing fascinators, they're always tipped to one side. And how do you know which side to tip it to? It's always tipped to your right side. And why is that? Legend has it, it's because women are always right. And so that's how fascinators work and are put on. And I love making these little fascinators. They're fun to make. This one doesn't have the workmanship that I usually use on it because I can make it rather quickly. But anyway, that was the fascinator, my 4th of July fascinator. And but I didn't really wear it on the 4th, mainly because it wasn't finished on the 4th. But I had made up my mind that I was not going to be depressed. I know I didn't barbecue anything because I am not that good at barbecuing, and I didn't really want to take the time to barbecue a meal. It takes as long to fix a meal for me as it does for 6 people. So I did not do that. Instead, I played with my dogs, and we went for walks. I did yard work during the day, and that kept me really, really busy. And when I'm busy, I'm happy. If I'm not busy, I'm not happy. I don't sit around and say, okay, no, nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I think I'll go eat worms. In the first place, worms don't taste so good. They're wiggly and squiggly, and trying to get a worm down could be a little problem. And I'm not involved in eating worms. I am not going to eat a worm. If you want to eat a worm, fine. You go ahead and eat your worm. I am not. I'm going to find things to keep me busy. And so that's why I decided during the day to do yard work, because it kept me really busy. And then during the evening time, I just turned the TV on and I watched fireworks displays that none of you probably were able to watch, because They were TV and they were far away. I watched the Macy's TV fireworks display and program, and it was a beautiful program. They had stars, they had song singing, they had choir singing, and then when they had the fireworks display, it was absolutely gorgeous, and it looked, I probably saw a better view of the fireworks than the people that were there, because I didn't have heads in the way or anything else, and I had the cameras, and they were gorgeous. So then when that one was done, I went and thought, well, I flipped the channel, and I thought, well, maybe there's someone somewhere else. And sure enough, I flipped the channel, and it was President Trump's fireworks display and show. And while things that President Trump doesn't exactly impress me much, he did a beautiful job on the show, and I'm sure he had professionals help him do it. But the thing that impressed me the most was that he had very good program and basically stars singing it, but they weren't the really super well-known stars that charge like $20,000 to do a fireworks show like that, to sing 2 or 3 songs. He chose the winners of these talent contests that are on TV. He had a winner from America's Got Talent, a 12-year-old girl who was an excellent singer and put on an excellent program. And then they had somebody from one of the other programs. They had 2 of them from the other 2 programs, and I can't think of the names of them right now. And I watched them all, but I thought he could have gotten those way cheaper than he would have gotten one of these great big name stars, and the show was absolutely as good. And he had the Muppets there, and it was just gorgeous. And when he got to the fireworks display, it was, I don't think it was quite as good as the Macy's one, but it was really pretty, and it was really good, and it was, you know, basically the fireworks coming over the Washington Monument. It was just gorgeous, and I have to say, as much as I'm not really super impressed with much that Trump does, he did a really good job on that program. So he really impressed me. So that's one of the things and that was my 4th of July. And so since then, I've been doing some other things, and I will report on that a little bit later. So for right now, that's the day of the life of a lonely old lady. And remember, you do not have to be depressed. You do not have to feel bad because your family isn't there. You can do things by yourself and have just as much fun doing it. I do. If I can do it, you can do it. Bye for now.